Hi everybody, this is Blue. Well, I love anime. I have watched a lot of anime throughout my life. Back when I was 18, many years ago, there was Macross, Robotech, and that. Um, as I've gotten older, I've watched a lot of Gundam. I have a son, so I have watched a lot of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! But there are so many animes out there and mangas that have some interesting implements into them. And I've been kind of going through my head about which ones that can be created. And we have a wicked one right here that I believe that actually can be created. I would never create it to test it out, but I believe that it's possible. So we're going to go through all the steps about setting it up. I should explain, for those of you who have not watched this anime, the Death Notebook is a magical notebook where anybody's name is put in there dies relatively soon. So it's a very potent little implement. And that's why I will never try it and test out this particular theory, but I wanted to share it with you just so I can hear some feedback. So, the first thing we'd have to do when creating this is get it through your thick skull. You do this, and if it works, you're actually hurrying along somebody's death. So there's some ethics you need to consider with that. Okay, so now you got to buy the book itself. Now we're lucky, they have black notebooks out there, black single subject notebooks. Buy one. You can also buy the composition books like this one here, because that's what that looks like. I'm pretty sure they got some pure black ones out there. This would work. If you want something that's pure black but you can't find it, they sell the little binders. So you can actually put in a good amount of paper in here to make your Death Notebook. So you got it. Next step is you got to clean it. Now, the way I do the cleansing of paper is with salt. So since this is a pretty good sized thing here, I would go grab a cookie sheet, lay it down in there, and I would put the salt on it. I'd leave it in the sun for 48 hours, then you can remove it and it should be considered cleansed. The next step would be decorating it. I mean, yes, all they got on that right there is just it saying Death Note, and definitely put that on there. But if you wanted to add some skulls, a couple tombstones and all that on either side, on the inside cardboard, you can. I suggest that you do that, because the more time you spend on this, the more energy you get into it, and it's all about energy. Alright, so you got it decorated. What do you have to do next is you have to create a ritual, a daily ritual. Now, I would suggest buying a large black candle for this instead of doing a whole bunch of tea lights, because this is going to take a while to do, in my honest opinion. And so you will have the black candle going, and you're going to be doing this little ritual, thus, a short little incantation. Then you open up your Death Notebook, and you go through the obituaries of your area, and you write down every person that's in your area name down with the date. This date is important. Okay? Now, the area. Now, I'm lucky. I live in rural Iowa, so my area, I could just go Guthrie County, no problem. And then I just look at the two obituary systems that we got going in Guthrie Center, and I can write down Guthrie County, and I can write down everybody that passes away every day and put their names in the book. Lighting the candle, doing that incantation every day. You cannot miss a day. Okay? Now, the premise on this is a lot of people believe that there is some energy in death. You know, the person's passing away, of course, since they're passed away, their spiritual energy is leaving the body. Some people believe that death itself has energy. And so if there is this energy out in the area, by you putting their name down on the book, you're kind of binding their name and that little bit of energy into the book. Okay, and that's why you have to do this every day. You constantly adding new names, you're adding more energy to it, you're making the Death Notebook a little bit more powerful every day. And so this is something that you cannot do in a week's time. Yeah, I doubt that you can get any success with it in a month's time. Let's face it, if you have a target in mind, the healthier they are, the more energy you're going to need. Okay, so if you are going after the 90-year-old grandpa because you wanted to inherit his money, ethically that's really fucked up. But you're not going to need as much energy as somebody like Emily wishing that I would drop dead, because she's going to need a hell of a lot of energy to kill me because I'm a stubborn asshole. Smile. So you're going to have to do this for a while. Big candle, because this is going to be a long-term project. To go after an elderly person, I am guessing 6 months easy. Okay, to go after somebody healthier and stronger and all that like me, or people younger than me, you might have to do this a year. Okay, so you went the whole 6 months, you haven't missed a day, you got your Death Notebook half full because you've written down a lot of people with the dates. And now you feel that that person that you're wanting to go after, or you know, it's time to put their name on there. Then you do your ritual, just like you would do every day. You open it up to that particular page and you put down that person's name and the date. Okay, so then you do a little addition on that particular one, that particular entry, and basically, you know, you're saying this person's name has been wrote into this book, just as so many others have died. This person shall die too. This is the way I want it. This is the way it shall be. For I am blankety blank blank, so mote it be. And you slam that book closed and you blow out that candle, and when you do that, you're sending out all that energy. And so all that stored up energy should go after that person, that name that you put down in there, and smite him down like that. Okay, that is the idea. But you have to make sure that you're doing this process daily and that you're not jumping the gun, because maybe you're going to get mad at me because, you know, like Emily, she gets mad at me about every goddamn motherfucking thing I do, right? Well, she might get mad at me one day and decided at day 153 that it was time to smite me. Well, she didn't go that long because, you know, 153 days, you know, it's just over 5 months. You know, and I'm a pretty strong-willed, stubborn person. And since you didn't go that full term, it's going to fail. Maybe I'll just get sick, you know, case of gas. But if you follow through and you decided that, you know, to go after this one key person, you're going to need this much energy, and it's probably going to take a good 8 months to do it, then that's 240 days in a row, not missing one, building up that energy in that notebook and then sending it out. My theory is, and again, it's all going to be theory because there's no way I'm going to test this out. Once you have the notebook done and you send it out and you go out to kill somebody, okay, and it worked. Well, you had sent out all the energy. You're going to have to start from scratch again if there is somebody else that you are wanting to go after. Okay, so if this theory works out, you might want to make sure that you use the full notebook because you might need half of it to smite one person, then turn the page and start all over again, and you might be able to smite a second person with the Death Notebook. On this one, in the anime, it's once the name's put in there, that person should be dying in a short time. But unfortunately, we have to build up energy. We can't just go, "Oop, I did this in one day," like I've been saying, and expect results. We need time to build up. And so that is my ideas on building the Death Note notebook from the anime Death Note. If you have any feelings on this, please put them down below in the comments, and please like, share, and subscribe. So everybody, please take care. Be at peace.